mic check. How's everyone doing? Let's see. Hi, Carla. Hi, Kanal. Kelly. Of course, Lee. Mimico. Let's see who else. Michelle Murphy. Stephanie Carbno. And the Super Siblings. I realized I just read that and you sound like a Motown band. Alright, looks like the mic is good. We'll see you soon.
I know I lied. I should have noticed, yeah, I should have tried. And all the loving that I just ignored, I'm gonna revive it. I'm gonna revive it. I know I made mistakes, I know I lied. I should have noticed, yeah, I should have tried. And all the loving that I just ignored, I'm gonna revive it. I'm gonna revive it. I'm gonna revive it. I'm gonna revive it.
jet lagged.
And Danny's leaving. It's Monday, June 26th, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Wait, Danny's leaving?
Well, Smart Doll Land is closing down.
Okay. They're taking a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Said it so dramatically.
Well, to a lot of people it is dramatic, actually.
No, it's shutting down. We'll be getting to that. Let's thank some people. We'll start there, sure.
Our Discord subscribers: Angel Kitty, Baggins Lover, Geek Squeaks, One Crazy Redhead.
That was our mascots and our sponsors, Agarva, Busy Bee, Bizbot, A Redhead's Ramblings, and Tempest Strife.
And I believe our first cheerleader?
Yep.
Celestial Styles, Alaska. Thank you so much for joining us.
And our Super Smarties this week, we've got W. Corden, The Barbie Witch, Lee, Tempest Strife, Amy Zickerman, and Cyril Simone.
Yay!
Thank you all so much. We really couldn't do this without you. Thank you for supporting the stream. And thank you all, everyone else, for continuing to watch week after week. Although I apologize for not being around last week.
It was kind of beyond your control, really.
Yeah, to some extent. I tried. I would have been gone a week no matter what. So, had a work trip. Yep. Just got back the other day. I'm still I did really well, I think.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, I stayed up when I got there. I got enough sleep on the plane, and then coming back, I did the right things. So relatively smooth sleep adjustment.
You were pretty with it when you came home.
But I'm still feeling it. I still feel a little bit jet lagged, although my sleep schedule is correct. So who knows?
Traveling is tiring.
It is exhausting.
And you were in a hot country for a week.
Well, it was a little bit of a heat wave. Mm-hmm. What am I doing? We are looking for this. All right, a couple of small little announcements. We've got a drop this morning.
Yes.
I.e. now-ish, this evening if you're not in Japan.
Specifically a blankety-blank droppity-drop.
This is our first blankety-blank droppity-drop.
I don't think it is.
No, we've had
a blankety-blank before.
We have?
Yep.
Okay, and what was it before?
It may have been bodies without, on blank
heads.
I think blank
Chaos
something.
Heads?
Yeah.
Everyone on Facebook seems to be saying chaos heads, something like that. Blank, so we shall see. I'm gonna guess some more girls, or I don't know. I mean, there's probably not much. If he's doing chaos, he tends to kind of do chaos, a chunk of chaos. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And
Kat asked where you went. He was in Barcelona for a week. Brought me awesome fabric.
Yep, I did some fabric shopping, did some anime store browsing. Could not bring anything home, but lots of huge statues and stuff, figurines, and I'm talking 3 foot tall. And you put pictures in the Discord, correct? I did, yes. In the anime and manga section of Discord. So it was very cool, very hot and warm and sticky. So we are all glad you're back. Yeah, I am glad to be back. Let's get on to our next one here. Okay, so this was just very recently, big long drop about the fact that Danny is going away with the team. It says the last overseas field trip for the team was back in 2019. So they're actually going to Malaysia this week, which is very cool. He hasn't taken them. They used to do a CJ Knights Malaysia, so they would do a Culture Japan conference in Malaysia as well as in Japan. So it looks like it's been quite some time. What else? This looks like a long post, Sandy.
Okay.
So what else did we learn?
So there was a lot of stuff. So yeah, the site's going into temporary holiday mode. So you'll be able to browse it, but you won't be able to buy anything. But he did point out that if you really have to buy something, go to Anime Sugoi or Fabric Friends and Dolls.
Oh, that's not helping.
I can read it. It's fine. I have better eyes now. And that, let's see. So the site is in what he calls holiday mode. He just doesn't want to keep people's money. He could keep it open and let you place orders, but he just doesn't want to keep people's money any longer than he has to.
Pretty standard rule for them. So they only have the store open if they're able to actually fulfill things, at least
right away.
reasonably quickly.
And check out the orders, make sure they're good, all that, everything. And it also helps with like new customers because they wouldn't be there to do the follow-up email and stuff like that.
He uses this as an opportunity to remind you all, and it's a good opportunity for us to do the same, that to be very careful of scams. If it looks too good to be true, it is. So take a look in the description. We'll have links to the only websites you can order legitimate smart dolls from.
Anyone will tell you that Smart Doll resells for its at least the price that it sold for originally or higher.
Yeah.
They don't really decrease in value unless you're getting like a really messed up doll.
No, and as far as I know, the Japanese yen did not tank that much.
Right.
So that we've got $100 dolls.
Right. So some of the other news he brought up was we're talking about the Evolve frame. Cinnamon and Tea are upgraded to version 5.4. There are horizontal ribs added to the spinal ball joints to help with the haptic feedback. So it improves it slightly, he said, on the vertical axis.
All right, so we could see that here. We've got more of an Epcot Center design.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Than
or a microphone. Sort of strange microphone. It looks like a joystick with a microphone ball on top.
Yeah, so now we're getting that haptic feedback and a very specific movement vertically and horizontally in the spine, which is nice. I'll be interested to see how that does.
And then Coco is going to be the first one that will get updated to version 5.5.1, which will be in August.
Let's see if there's anything. No. Okay.
And that is where the shoulder socket is going to accommodate wider upper arms for the Pear body, but also for the guy's body. So those of you who were like, really wanting the guys and, upset that the guys were getting kind of pushed to the side, they're really not. They may not be getting prioritized, but he's still constantly thinking about them. Right. So the arms, so you'll be able to put the thicker arms on the dolls.
Yep.
So that's good. And he says more changes, more is in the change log. So more details, you go to the Smart Doll site and you look at the change log and you'll be able to see what's going on.
Okay, so here's an important thing to notice. Well, he talks about the cyber bodies. They're looking at a few weeks after they get back of being able to actually put them out, or at least one. It says it's taken over half a year to produce one batch. I'm guessing the cyber bodies are not going to stay around.
I'm assuming. I'm going to assume that the pricing is going to reflect it too. It's probably going to be treated like a blue or gray or whatever like that.
Yeah, we shall see. Mm-hmm. Do not be surprised at a price increase. Although he tends to try and be as fair as possible, so. I doubt he's going to make his money back on R&D.
No, but I think he'll. I have a feeling there's got to be a slight upcharge. I mean, it's not. They had to do extra work to the entire body of the doll.
Here's the thing that interests me most. They've made a decision to discontinue option heads. Official discontinuation of option heads.
Yes, that's a big one.
Largely due to people misunderstanding and not, understanding what they're for or their availability.
And as hard as he tried to explain it, and he explained it multiple times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. People were expecting that they were going to be guaranteed a body later on. He did talk about trying to prioritize people who had purchased option heads in the past when some sort of body. But again, people wonder why he doesn't just like why he says he gets in trouble when he announces things early. It's stuff like this where, you know, things happen. Things go wrong along the way, and his plans have to change for a number of reasons. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who are disappointed. I loved the option head and wished that he was able to keep it around for, you know, selling alternate versions of something.
Right. So like you could, like the way you bought multiple kabukis in order to have multiple versions of things, that you could buy just the heads to swap. Yeah, but I think that also too, like for people, there people have been selling bodies. Like there have been a lot of at least Gen 2 bodies like going up on the resale, you know? So, I mean, there are opportunities to get bodies for your existing option heads.
So what's up with the Pear body? The
Pear body is proceeding according to plan. Some parts are already being electroplated to make the molds.
Yay!
This is exciting. I am so excited for this. I cannot wait to make my mini-me.
It does look like I don't know if he's decided that he put up, I think we still have it. He has two different bodies. One that's a much more round stomach. And has, I guess, what you would coin like deeper like love handles or something.
Yeah.
And then the slightly smoother one, and it looks like they've got some sort of master for
it looks mixed. It looks like it's it looks like the two got mixed. It looks like he changed a little bit.
I don't think so.
You don't?
That looks like the
smoother one?
That looks like the one with more love handles. You've got two distinct indentations here.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
It's just, you know, when you're looking at this, we only previously saw it like farther away and on a particular angle. So that is coming along. Looks great, and glad to hear about the advancements that altering the frame to support this is also giving us on the guys, like you mentioned.
So the like everything that they do, everything they try is progress and improvements for something else. Like that's the nice thing about their product. I mean, they're all on the same frame and everything, so they get to play around with stuff and make cool stuff.
All right.
And so only one dropped this week before the team hops on the plane.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, that would be tonight.
Supposedly. Soon.
So in the next few hours, you should expect to see something from Danny. Now, back to the Pear body. This was... the Pear body basically kind of brings us a new question. If we have something that's called the Pear body, then what do we call the current body? He's going to have to distinguish between, you know, I'm assuming he may have a variant drop down to choose from, or at least he just has to call them something different on the store.
Well, I think because there's two specific heads that are going with this body, I would assume that those dolls are going to be like, they're going to have a name and they're going to be like the Frontline girls. So there won't be, I think it's going to be, you're going to choose a doll.
Yeah. But you're still going to have you're still going to have this aspect of referring to them in many different places, and he needs to be able to talk about them.
True.
So he does say we're going to freely distribute the apparel patterns when the body size is finalized from the casts. And they're making production molds. So they're making multiple molds from a master mold. So they're going to be able to actually produce all 4 skin tones, which is fantastic.
Very cool.
And still not decided on whether or not the medium or the large should be default. Now, this is a little bit old. This was like I want to say this. He was talking about this during the week of of the last time we had a news. It was before I had gone on vacation.
Yeah, and my answer to it, because he did ask, what bust should we put with the body? And I basically said, is it possible for it to be like the way you're doing Gray, where you put the medium bust in the box? So it's a little bit more, it's bundled.
Yeah.
She's a little more expensive, but you get both busts so that you can have the option.
I personally, at least for the start, think that makes sense. Because, I mean, here's the thing. We're talking about the name here. Shape. The problem is what Danny's making is essentially a quote-unquote plus-sized doll. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about the body shape. All he's really changing, although he did make an extra bust, but for the most part, we have to remember that shape and is largely determined by bust size and hip size.
Yeah.
And waist size in the middle.
The proportion between them.
So it's a little bit weird to talk about body shape when you could change the bust size and have a completely different shape. So it's
the two busts he made are still like they still look pear-shaped. It's just that one is kind of up and doing, bouncy things, and one is a little bit gentler.
Let's talk about this. What do you think, aside from
he just says bouncy things?
It's what they do, Lee. I mean, honestly,
nobody knows what I was talking about.
I'm not a woman, and I know that breasts just do bouncy things.
And I even did the universal hand gestures. So you get the gentle, bouncy. See,
we're gonna get demonetized again just off this conversation. All right, let's take a look. What am I doing? Let's go to a poll. What would you call the current body? We got classic, all right, original, skinny, tall, hourglass. Someone suggested that the original was hourglass. How about avocado, banana, or pepper?
Because it's spicy.
Let's give me some votes here. Drop in your votes in the chat. Let us know what you think the name should be.
Oh, okay. Guys, we're getting time and tide. This morning's drop will be only one girl, time and tide, who you probably have in there somewhere, because we didn't get to talk about her last time. She wasn't out yet.
All right. Keep your votes going. We will come back to that. Let's head over to this. Danny announced this lovely new girl, Time and Tide, and she is dropping, as we just got official announcement on Twitter, that she is dropping tonight.
And no FOMO. She's gonna be a frontline girl. She will be available.
Yes. She is definitely going to be around. It looks like Danny has done a scar on the face, and essentially using a combination of two things. He is using what he learned from doing kintsugi, and from what he learned from doing acne with the with Pride. This looks fantastic.
I found myself wondering if this came out of, if this was already a plan, or if this came out of the working on the semi-real zombie that he said was coming.
Yeah. I don't know. She looks fantastic. I will say, I don't think this is so much of a critique, but maybe a limiting factor for this doll for some people. She's very, very similar to Resilient.
She is. I mean, she's another red-haired girl with freckles, which they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. But
And some people won't get it, can't get enough, and other people, this is gonna kind of fill a slot.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
she's cute.
She's very cute. I've always liked the wide mouth like that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look. Sandy, would you like to, or shall I do a dramatic recitation of the poem of time?
I think I'll do it because it's about a woman. So I'm going to read it.
We're all about women, but sure.
Yeah, but it specifically references it. So, your dramatic recitation of Time and Tide by Danny Chu, read by Sandy Rollins. In the face of time and tide, a tale unfolds of a woman strong, a story to be told. A scar she bears, a mark from days of old, yet in her eyes a fire, bright and bold. Harsh words thrown, attempts to mold, yet she stands firm. Her spirit uncontrolled, her strength drawn not from tales of gold, but from her scars, stories untold. Time and tide wait for no man she holds, a truth as constant as the days of old. Her scar, a symbol, a challenge she consoled, a part of her identity. Her story bold. Her scars, her badges, worth more than gold, marks of a journey, of a woman bold. In Time and Tide, a tale is told of strength, resilience, a spirit uncontrolled.
I got a little, excuse me. You notice the usage of resilience in there at the end?
Yes, and that was what, and it's funny because it's strength and resilience, and I'm like, are those actually like her masks?
Right. Very cool. She is fantastic. Gotta love. I really, really love the expansion of the Frontline Girls with more dolls with differences, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with next, because I know he's constantly watching at people's requests of like, this is who I am, and represent me, please, and I'm sure there's more that he's working on that we just haven't seen yet.
Thank you for the applause, everyone.
She does it for the applause. All right. Let's. So she's coming. Have fun. We hope you enjoy her. Let us know in the Discord if you get her tonight.
Yes.
Let's see if we can. We'll just go back from the beginning here. Let's check in on the poll. Okay, so Classic is currently winning out. It's a little light, people. Let's get those votes in.
Yeah, Classic has got 45% of the vote at the moment.
Yeah, but with only like 10 votes. I know there's more of you in the chat, so
if you don't know how to vote, all you have to do is type the word that's in the what is that called? The pill into the chat.
Yep. The name you want to vote for, put it in the chat. Again, Classic, Hourglass, Pepper, Original, Skinny, Tall, Avocado, or Banana. Poor sad Banana. All right. This is we'll check in a little bit later, although I'm sure you all are probably about done. Let's go back to our next story, which is As I Buy for Time. Danny started this new program called the Smartdoll Cryosleep Awakening Ballot. As always, Danny, the names are just getting longer. So what is the deal with this? This came up while I was away.
It is a form that allows you to say who you want him to awaken from cryosleep. In other words, who you want him to bring back out for sale.
All right, let's take a peek at this. All right, so it's a typical form here. Basically, you have two options. I had previously
that was me.
Sandy's vote. I voted for the same thing, Kabuki and Gray. I know there was a lot of people who didn't notice this, so there's only two set options: Transcendence Semi-Real Cinnamon and Transcendence Semi-Real Tea.
I never actually submitted that vote. That's why it's still sitting there.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe we'll submit it. Although I believe we're done. So, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But other lets you type it in. I don't think it's realistic for Danny to put in all of the other options, although sifting through a bunch of hand-typed names of dolls is kind of a pain in the butt. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I know there was a couple other people on Facebook that also said Kabuki and Gray. So.
Yeah, there's a few people that want her. Mm-hmm.
So all you have to do is type her in. Type in whatever you want in the other the other box there, field, and choose. Now, Danny has already. Let's see. He goes on to basically talk about that he's not doing anything with your emails, and this is going to help him decide which dolls to bring back, but there's no promises. You could, the whole world could be like, bring back, I don't know, some doll that just he doesn't want to because it's too difficult to do. And so there's no saying that he will follow this to the letter, but this will help him prioritize the girls, that are still sleeping until we hopefully.
He's probably I would guess he's probably mostly looking for like surprises too. Like, oh, you guys really want her? Okay.
Well, this is interesting. It's not just like an ongoing thing. This is kind of a one-time thing until otherwise, informed. He says, as we strive to fulfill your votes, which sounds like they're going to go down the list, in priority, order. He says, we'll periodically reset and delete the results. And then we'll start all over again. So basically, you want to keep your eye on Twitter and look for any notifications that the ballots have been reset. Otherwise, you'll just do it, put your vote in once and wait for that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Barbie Witch says, Entropy, the impossible dream. I think it's so funny because, I was just changing Entropy's clothes yesterday and trying to debate whether I was going to let her go or not. And I'm like, no, I can't. I love Entropy.
You spend enough. See, this is the problem. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with them and see if I want to. No, I don't. You're never gonna let go any of them if you spend time with them.
She's one of the ones that was had a big I was hesitating, and I'm not hesitating anymore.
I know. So he does say you cannot vote more than once. So until the reset happens. Mm-hmm. So put your vote in. Wait for the reset. We don't know how long that's going to be.
Right.
I think it could be months.
Yeah.
And then, he does say that, as I mentioned, two options and then just an open field for you to type in whoever you like. So he does say that some of us voted for characters that don't have a product detail page yet. So to get them out sooner, I may make a variant page. It's one of those pages with loads of variants on them. I'll continue to work off your ballot votes and let you know when I reset and delete the form contents for the next round of votes. I'm going to guess Genesis Tobakasu.
Right.
Right. Things like that. That would make sense as a variant. And maybe a variant page is a way that we get some of those, and since he's closed down option heads.
Right.
Also got some new releases. This is in typical Danny style. Someone says, hey, can I have this? And he's like, sure.
These are the Statue of Liberty costume that he did. He released the STL files for those. I actually have the fabric. I'm like, we should probably make the Statue of Liberty because I actually have the fabric for the costume.
Yeah, you can see now, like, someone was just like, I've got the dress, but I don't have any of the pieces.
Yep.
So he put that out there.
Yeah, in the very first Chaos, I got the fabric that was for the Statue of Liberty dress.
So he says, let him know, basically, like, let him know what you're looking for if there's any requests. He's not actively gonna like be going, all right, I'm gonna sit down and do all of these. So if somebody puts a request out there, he seems to be trying to respond to it then and put something new out. This was interesting. So this is kind of continuation of some of the discussion that had happened and stuff like that, but in the past couple of weeks. But somebody had asked for, this is again the STL file. Somebody asked for the Cyberbus, which was up, but that had been pulled.
Yep.
And basically he's like, look, I'm happy to put it up if we all agree to politely let people know, that they can't complain about the size.
Yeah, actually, that's not what he said. Actually, he said that we could promise to slap anyone that complained about the size.
But then he says, if you and others can assure me that you'll tactfully address any complaints about size.
Yeah. Oh, he was saying, I'm sorry, let me finish what he actually said. He said, slap anybody who complains about the size, saying that we made it difficult on purpose.
Right.
Not that you complain about the size, but like that he's doing it on purpose, which he didn't.
Well, he said I wanted to answer that, but he said, but I thought I should say it nicer. So this is the nice way to say it. I was going with the nice way, but yes.
Well, I mean, it's on the screen, so.
We have the possibility. The problem is I don't know that it matters because it's going to get out there and it's going to be annoying. People are going to email him, but I would hope that at this point it's just. Put it up there and not care about it, Danny. Just put it up there for us. Mm-hmm. I think the people who will get something out of it will outweigh the people who will pointlessly complain about it not being the perfect size.
I think part of the problem is that 3D printers have become so easy to get now, and everybody is getting them like it's a Cricut or something.
Yep.
And they actually take some knowledge and some work. They're not just a, consumer out of the box, you can do it thing.
He also pointed out to this, poor Transcendence, her one face mask, got a chipped tooth.
Yep, but they were able to fix it, which was great.
Yeah, which is interesting. They actually resolder the hole and then carve it out again.
Yep.
If that didn't work, they were possibly going to have to make a new mask or something. But this is the type of stuff that can happen at the last minute at any point, and they don't have crazy amounts of masks waiting around. Just the one. And he does mention, he's following up that there is only one, and it's they're hand etched. Getting backups opens up like that each of those are going to be different.
Right.
And so to keep consistency, they're just using one. Mm-hmm. We already talked about her. And that means it's time to say hello to Mirai.
Hi, Mirai.
Mirai wants you to hit that like button, open up Hand Pack 1, and give this video a thumbs up. It is the best way to help us spread it to more people. Thanks, Mirai.
Bye. You can leave now. See you later.
One of these days I'll get the the timing right on that. Yeah, we have some news items we did, and we also are going to catch up on a few behind the scenes. I like it looked like Mirai like zapped the whole screen and it just everything turned into a bunch of thumbs up. We saw this picture before, sort of in the other story. This is the G8 sculpt. This is the if I dare say, the cuter of the pear-shaped.
The one that looks more like a normal G7, the one that looks kind of like Future, etc. The sort of cute,
just a little
sweet
chubby
face.
cheeks.
Yeah.
That is looking good. And we also have this shot of a prototype of, I'm guessing, I don't remember what zips up the front, if it's the flight suit or
it's the flight suit.
The flight suit. Yeah. So it's the Solar Marine flight suit. It looks so cute.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit baggy and it's got this lovely sort of, I'm gonna say sort of tear shape.
It's giving me Rose from the latest Star Wars movies vibes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. This looks so good. Cannot wait to see that in more detail. We've got some new badges.
Okay, I didn't see these.
Yep, they're in the I don't know where they ended up, but they're in the timeline. These are Nevermore Academy badges.
Oh, right. Yes, for the uniforms that he's been working on.
Yep. And you can see he is looking at colors. So we've got like the black, sort of a dark navy blue, and purple.
Yep, figuring out which ones, because Wednesdays is black, and then there's blue and purple. Is there any other color?
I honestly don't remember. It's been so long. It's been a while since I've seen the stuff, but that is, I can't wait. I really wish that he was actually able to make it for us.
Yeah.
But
it's a cool uniform.
It's a cool uniform, and maybe he'll take some learnings from it and put it out there. Now we've got a couple of shots of anime Transcendence.
She's a cutie.
Yep. Very cute. A little bit farther along. And let's see. Oh yeah.
Fortitude with fangs. Fangtitude.
Fortifang.
No, it's fangtitude. It's gotta be, because it's an F.
But to get there, I feel like get rid of the T, like spangitude, not fangtitude. It's so hard to say. Fangtitude.
Barbie Witch says fangitude. I still think it's fangtitude, because it's like fortitude, fangtitude.
Yeah, but it's the first four letters. You get rid of them. Fangtitude, fangitude. And it all sounds weird. I'd love to see that. I mean, that had to have been, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. I still would love to see, come on, Danny, he's already technically doing it because he's putting it on, I believe that's a Kanata sculpt. Let's get Kanata, Vampire Kanata. I want to see Vampire Genesis, like, or Dauntless. Give us our serious girls.
Old school Dauntless with fangs would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, sadly.
But it'd be very cool.
Yeah. And I think that is it. that's our behind the scenes. Hopefully, we'll see some of that come out in the future. I should have set a theme or whatever, but in Barcelona, which is where I was for the last week, Friday was the I don't know what the official name of the holiday or whatever, but like the celebration of San Juan, which is Saint Joan, and it's basically John the Baptist. And anyway, so what does that mean? Huge party, like people partying, fireworks going crazy till like all hours of the morning, which is fun the night before you leave. But in that regard, let's keep it going with the Smarty Party. That's right, get all of your smart doll information needs. Look up your sculpts, find out who's related to who, and we hope this helps answer any questions.
We get a lot of times people are saying, what sculpt is, or are Strength, Future, and Dauntless and Genesis all the same sculpt? Yes, they are. They're all G7, and you can find that out at smartdollguru.com.
So thank you so much to everyone in the Smarty Party. That was 2 full weeks
yes.
of great photos.
And all we want to know is what were all the smart dolls in a circle doing to the baby?
What is up with the baby? I want, like, here's what I want. I want somebody to, like, just ninja the longest story every single week in the party, and it just reveals something a little bit more.
Right. So we have to look for their thing, and they're telling a story.
That's my challenge to somebody. I love seeing all your photographs in the Discord, what you guys bring to the Smarty Party each week. Seriously, thank you so much. Really proud of the community. And
there are some amazingly creative photos that come in. It's really awesome.
Carla Newman says D&D campaign pics. I don't know what how that would work, but yeah, you could tell the story of your domain. Elena says they're summoning a child.
Oh, okay.
I am yeah, all of this is amazing. I think you should, like, I think somebody should take their D&D campaign and then just tell the story.
Yeah, I would say that if you're planning on doing this challenge for everyone, on the first one put like a number 1 on it somewhere, and then don't put numbers on it after that. Let us look for it. But like on the first one, you should probably put like
I guess yeah, I don't know, because we'd have to see it and make sure that we knew it was a story that was starting, or something where it was like it begin, something creative.
Yeah, something let us know that you're beginning a story.
Or maybe we should do that as a theme, like, somebody can do that week. I don't know.
Oh, Lee says, or hide the number hint somewhere. Yeah, but the pictures don't stay up for long enough.
Yeah, no, that's the tough part. Anyway, let's take a look at some questions in the Q&A and see if we have anything here. Carla asks, how was your trip? It was long, exhausting, rewarding, and I was very happy to be home. And the other one is, if you could have any smart doll body shape, one that isn't being made, what would you want?
Well, we've said this a lot of times. We want like the equivalent of like a mini Dolphy Dream. We want a petite body for a young little sister.
And I gotta bring this up. Like, a couple people said we should call, the classic or the current doll a petite doll, but like petite means short, not thin.
Yeah.
And I put unrealistic in there as an option, which I find very funny, because when you start looking at the pear-shaped body next to the current doll, holy cow, she is way too thin.
Yeah, there was a picture. I don't know if we had it here or not, but there's a picture looking at at the pear body torso where you can see the thighs going in, and then the original doll where the thighs go into the torso.
Yeah.
And the size difference is massive.
Yeah, it's a very, very big difference.
Yeah.
When he, honestly, the original one that he did, his first go at the pear-shaped body, could almost be a normal person.
Yeah, like an average person, but it was even small for that. I mean, like, at first when I saw it, I was like, that looks great. And then I started seeing what other people were posting, and I was like, oh no, okay.
Tempest Strife asks, any cool local dolls in Barcelona? I literally had 3 hours to myself once. Like, it was dinner every night was at like 8 or 9 o'clock. 8 or 9 p.m. was dinner, which is like, that's the beginning of evening for them. And I had late meetings and stuff like that, and it was just like there was always something happening. It was always with people. I was getting pretty overloaded, quite honestly. It was really good, and I loved, being able to meet so many people. But I was like, I need some time for myself. And then I ended up just not going to one of my meetings and walked like a few miles towards the center of Barcelona and found, that's where I found the anime stores, and I found a fabric. There's a bunch of fabric stores, but I found a particular fabric store that was like Japanese or Asian, specific.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, that's where I need to go.
Such
No
pretty
dolls.
fabrics.
We are going to, I'm not sure what we're doing with that. That may be, I think we were going to do a live stream of that.
We thought we might, or we could just do it in Discord. Get people to come over and join us in the Discord if they want to see the fabric.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of sending numbers to YouTube or not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we will look into putting together and show you that. And maybe you could, like, drape them and talk about, what you want to do.
Right.
But next time, I don't know, I almost didn't want to look for dolls because I knew I wasn't, like, gonna be able to do anything. The big lesson that I learned is bring bigger luggage and bring more clothes, because it was way too hot and I was sweating too much, and it was not great, and I had, like, I don't know, one extra shirt, yeah,
you really have to bring stuff that you can rinse out and hang up and have it be fine.
I get really obsessed about, like, not checking a bag and, like, being, like, carry-on only, and I was perfectly packed, except I was ill prepared. So I was perfectly packed for what I thought I would need.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let's check the chat here. Do want to give a shout out to Kanal. We didn't miss you. Our resident Smarty Party super chat ninja.
W. Corden.
Oh, it was W. Corden. Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I saying Kanal? W. Corden.
We'll give a shout out to you too, Kanal, but thank you, W. Corden.
It's, why? Because I keep seeing all of those constantly, which is Kanal's signature. Anyway, yeah. I tried to do some video stuff, but there's actually some video on for the subscribers, the Discord subscribers. I took some photos and video of Barcelona. I'll put more of that up there for you guys if you're interested. Yeah, I think that's all we got.
Kelly is saying she wants a video on YouTube of the fabric.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a live stream on YouTube. We'll figure it out. It's the difference is very small, quite honestly.
Right.
As far as I mean, it's just more of a matter of being able to hear people and talk to them,
right,
and interact, versus just having chat. So,
my notifications just went off.
One last.
This says, I wanted to give you a good reason not to choose Time and Tide. Her facial scar is mostly created with freehand airbrushing, so each one will be unique and not look exactly like the product photos. Folks seeing machine-stamped faces, or seeking machine-stamped faces, will be super disappointed and should avoid. And he shows a picture of a bunch of them next to each other. So you can see, like, even those two right there are, like, the one to the left, on the left side of the screen that is partially off.
Yeah.
And the one, you can see it right on the ridge of the nose, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those two, the one on the right and the one next to it.
It's, I mean, the scar itself is fairly, it looks fairly standard. Again, probably a face mask, but the airbrushing, the inflammation aspect of it.
Magic Durgan says she's shadow dropping. She's not being announced when her product page is live.
Yeah, I have to say, and this is me being very picky, I would rather lighter inflammation, the lighter airbrushing for my particular tastes. Like versus like this is very heavy and a little bit muddy. I like
some of them have a lighter hand on that than others. Yeah.
So something to be aware of.
This one right here that your cursor was just on. That one. Yeah, I like that one right there. That's got the perfect amount of everything.
Just a little bit lighter, a little bit more visibility. Yeah, it's this looks like it, it's definitely like a tough thing, and like you said, it's going to be different every single time. It's all by hand. And
scars are not the same, I mean, so it's kind of, it's just like with Survivor. Every time you get a Survivor, you're getting a unique doll because they can't control that part of the process with the marbling. So here they can't fully control how that's going to look either.
Barbie Witch says they sort of look like a stylized Japan, like the coastline of Japan.
That's interesting.
That's very funny. So do be aware. This is great to see an example of the variants that you're going to see. So if you aren't interested in that, I also know that these always look so much better in person. So the heavier ones, I don't know that I would even necessarily say that they're unattractive until I saw them in person anyway.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're unattractive at all. It's just what you would like, your ideal, what you would be looking for.
You know me. I like cleaner lines and things like that.
Yeah, well, but you don't get that with scarring, so...
Oh, to some extent you do. But again, it's a matter of like how old it is and things like that. So something like that's a little bit aged. This isn't bad. It's because like this one's like broader, right? But it's all very much more faded.
Yep. Blended out.
Yeah.
So we got some people saying, let's see, Magic Durgan says, I'm glad he said it. I'm with you guys, and while I wouldn't mind the variation in shape and airbrushing, the heavy versus light might end up bothering me personally.
Yep.
And then Dolly Paradise Kiss says, Dolly Paradise Kiss says, when I saw her, I thought of Chucky, but she's cute. I think it was the red hair.
Yeah, I didn't get Chucky vibes.
No, I didn't at all. But the Monster High Chucky is very cool.
Okay. I have not seen it.
There was an Instagram showing. I think it was Monster High.
Yeah. So this is. I mean, I think this is a very particular instance where this helps a lot of like, is the variant something? But again, farther away, they all look good. So it's just
like, look at the picture. Are you happy with all of these? If you're happy with all of these, then maybe you want to order Time and Tide.
Yeah. I would say my guess is I would wait to see one of these in person. Mm-hmm. Like Pride, I wasn't big on, and then I saw one in person, and she's amazing.
She's amazing. Yeah. I mean, this is a frontline doll. She's going to be available. She's going to be at conventions and doll shows and meetups. So if you aren't sure, don't get her now.
Yep. All right. So we hope those of you who are interested in Time and Tide, that you get her, and those that do not get her tonight, she'll be back. So I think that's gonna do it for us, Sandy.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an extra sneak in there as we were trying to end up. So we're gonna say it now. That's all for us, folks. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.